Hello and welcome to episode 11 of our Imperial campaign. In the last episode, we lost Cato and Moria, but we have our defensive fleet sitting here on Rendili ready to go, so whenever we need to have them defend another planet, they will be ready to go. On Varaxia Station, we managed to recapture it, and we also captured Ordo Platonia and Rhodia. In this episode, I'm probably going to push to Falleen, and probably, I guess, go and sweep up the rest of these Black Sun planets as well. So with that, let's go ahead and get our fleet en route to Falleen. Now, with our credits, I am planning on still saving up for the first Bellator. I want to get us a Bellator going so that we can kind of have it be the primary target of our defensive fleet. That way I don't really have to worry about losing too much of my defensive fleet, and new ships that come in can basically always go to our offensive fleet that is going to be taking a lot more casualties than the Bellator. I do have some other things that I wanted to use credits for. Obviously, we're going to have to wait until we purchase that first Bellator. Some of the things I want to use my credits for include getting our first sets of like elite infantry. We just finally got our raidable units ready to go. So with those guys, we'll definitely do some raiding. I'm excited to get that raiding done. And let's see, what else do I want to do with my credits? We need some more ships. We definitely need some more Star Galleons. We could always use more Gladiators. I would love to get some Tonfolks and get some more bomber-capable fleet aspects going. So to get some bomber Gladiators, maybe even some bomber Gazantes if I really want some bombers. Because I think bombers are very good in this game, but for some reason when it comes to the Empire, they just do not get anything that's good at bombing. And what I mean by that is just like, you have bomber Gazantes, but even then you're only getting 8 bombers, and they're just TIE bombers. When you have Tonfolks, I think like the best you can get for bombings, even the bomber loadout comes with 1 XG-1 squadron, 1 Type Root squadron, and 1 Type Punisher squadron. I don't even think XG-1s come with proton torpedoes. I think they have like different rockets. So really you're only getting 1 Type Punisher. So really you're not getting that many actual true to the name bombers. So I really would like to get some sort of bombing unit. Some bomber Gladiators is probably going to be what I have to go with. You can go ahead and kill that guy. I think I got one up here. Yes, okay, perfect. So my raidable units are ready to go. Let's take a look around for an ideal target to raid. Could go after something like Ilum, but then I wouldn't be able to defend it. So you go after Ilum, and you can put mines on Ilum. That was kind of like my thought process. We could go after Rothana. Ooh, Rothana's not a bad choice, and then defend it from the space. That might be a good target. I was trying to think of like, you know, what would be a really good planet to raid. There really aren't necessarily that many good planets to raid at this point in the game for me. What we got? Tatooine. We got one of these dudes, one of these defensive stations.
Choose your reinforcements.
They got one capital ship way in the back there. Okay, let's go ahead and get Vader going. I love the IST-2s, man. I feel like I'm really at a good spot in this campaign right now. It's been 1 total episode since a major rebel attack, so you know that massive rebel attack is coming very soon, and hopefully we're going to be ready for it. Let's going to get a couple of Gladiators in this one. You can stop. I don't need you to go too much farther. You can stop. You can stop as well. You can push forward. Yeah, that works. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. Thank you. Alright, let's get these fighters going. Let's get all of these guys kind of pushing up to there. Get these 2 Gladiators pushing up as well. IST-2s just have so much damage output, so capable of destroying an entire space station super duper quickly. Let's get all of you guys targeting this guy. You can actually target this Corona. Or don't, that's fine. You can target the whole of this thing, and you can go and target this thing. You're actually leaving. Nice, that's an easy battle for Tatooine. So we managed to take out Falleen and the space over Tatooine in just a few minutes, which is very nice. I would love to get even our credit income to go up some. we've taken over like 20 planets and have not increased our credits like at all. So that would definitely be something useful. I think that's something that Falleen could do, is put some... I actually don't even know whether or not Falleen can build Tabana gas mines. It doesn't say they can, so I doubt that they can, but you would assume it can, but I don't actually think it can.
Removing corruption.
Corruption's removing. Let's go remove the corruption on a couple more of those planets and have our ground units go ahead and take on Tatooine. So like I was saying, like we've been in this campaign for a long time, sitting around 14 to 13,000 credits of income. It's about time that we increase that number. We got another mission. Fight corruption. I hope that that works, because that should be a pretty easy mission for us. And when I say I hope that it works, I hope that the corruption that we're already conquering will count towards that.
Choose your reinforcements.
Alright, let me get my hover tanks. We'll go over here and push west and knock out all of those guys. Let's get Veers over here on the right. They have mostly structures on this planet, so we'll just bring in a couple of these guys. As per usual, we are running low on ATST squadrons because they are very flimsy, very high damage, high casualty rate, in my opinion. As per usual, I kind of have to preface what I say with, I'm not always the best player at this game, so if you're really good with ATSTs and you have a very, very good casualty rate with them, not everybody has the same skill level. What are these? Tusken Raiders? I know they're dying too quickly, I can't even hover over them. Yeah, those aren't Jawas, but kill them anyways, because we don't like them. Good job. What do we got over here? Some Tusken Raiders? Not for long. Sending in our infantry over here. I love how my two AT-ATs are just walking through everything. Give me the speeder bike, actually. Go over here and capture this. I feel like I'm at the point in the campaign where I have so much money that I don't like mind spending it on a sensor array, even on a planet that I don't plan on like needing it necessarily. I don't need that sensor array right there, but never hurts nobody. Thankfully, oh, he does have the bribe ability. I guess he couldn't have bribed one of those. I don't know why, but I am not complaining. Can you go help these guys out, because they are struggling. Ooh, they have a lot of stuff over here. Ooh, a lot of infantry as well. Alright, you guys can go ahead and finish off those two guys. You guys come over here and target this thing. One of you can go and hit this one. You guys need to make sure you stay alive, so kind of back up a little bit for me. They got some rebels taking on the Grand Arena. They even have an entire sandcrawler supported by some civilians. Wow, this is actually like kind of funny. The rebels are actually putting up a really good fight right now. What are these, Jawas? Yeah, the rebels are actually putting up a pretty decent fight against the Black Sun. In the meantime, we're just kicking butt everywhere we go. Group 1, kind of circle back this way for me. You guys can push back up. I don't think y'all are going to die. Alright, we managed to take out those guys. Why don't you guys go ahead and just push up to here and kill that thing. That's fine. Let's have my 2 M's and a TX-130s. Why not? Just everybody target this thing. Why are you not killing this thing? Wow, that thing's got a lot of health. How much? Like 3,000? 2,000? It doesn't say it has a lot of health, but it is tanking bullets. Even my TX-130s and my 2 M's managed to kill this thing a lot faster. Ooh, you're about to die, sir. And I don't think there's anything I can do to stop it. Let's go, ATSTs. I need these Rocketeers to go down. Oh, we actually got away. Nice. Pull out, soldier. And we're almost done killing all of these things. My ATSTs have arrived. Maybe we'll just annihilate this infantry. Come on, rebels, kick this daggum swoop bike thing up. I love swoop bikes. Even like my favorite part of KOTOR was riding around in the swoop bikes on Tatooine. That was my favorite thing in that whole entire game. And ever since I started this campaign and have been talking about Force Unleashed a lot and talking about KOTOR a lot, I've actually really wanted to go back and play them. I even just opened up space for me to download one of those things. On my phone, to play on my phone, I actually downloaded Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga, which I'll probably end up playing on my phone. which should be a lot of fun. But I think on my PC, on my laptop, I might download like KOTOR, and then I don't know what I'm gonna do with my life. But yeah,
Ion engines primed.
not enough Star Wars games, but hopefully in the next few years, now that EA has lost the rights to Star Wars, we will get a lot more Star Wars games. I saw that the Ubisoft game that's coming out for Star Wars is supposed to be really, really good.
Ready to go. Attack!
That thing's about to die. Like I said, don't... Okay, yes, the barrage ability is supposed to be used for infantry, and if I happen to use the barrage ability on these Black Sun forces over here, it would have absolutely annihilated them. But don't be afraid to use the ability simply just to boost the firepower against buildings or vehicles. Like I said, yes, it's supposed to be an anti-infantry ability, but it seriously can be very good against vehicles and structures. That should be the Battle of Tatooine. We're walking away with a lot of extra credits too, because we managed to take out the Tusken Raiders and the civilians. And the Sandcrawler. I don't know if that counts, but it said it had a check mark, so it might have been the Sandcrawler that you needed to kill. Alright, go ahead and put a outpost and a governor's palace. And over here on Anaxes, let's go ahead and move out my soldiers. Or should we take back Honegger? That would be a cool planet to take. I think Rothana. Because on Rothana, I can put... I'm going to go ahead and take the ground of Rothana, and then build a space station here, and then put like a bunch of space stations on it, just to defend it while my fleet kind of sits around. And then on Rothana, I can build a large heavy vehicle foundry and a large Imperial factory, so I can pump out vehicles, and then once I take Camino, I can start pumping out more infantry, and I'll be good to go from there. Meanwhile, with my main attacking force, let's take a look at taking out Geonosis next. Psych, let's go after Ryloth. And yeah, so on Falleen, you actually cannot build expanded gas mines. Also, don't underestimate the abilities of XQ3 custom stations. Plus 75% and 50 credits to weekly income. On planets that I recommend building those is Coruscant, maybe Aragao. Let's go build one on Aragao. A Brigador Ray, Cato Namoria, maybe. Best Pin, definitely. I already have one on Best Pin, but don't underestimate those things. They're actually very, very good. Alright, with that, let's go ahead and engage the fleet at Ryloth. All I have is a single cloak-shaped unit defending it. Probably, obviously, the space station as well, but that means they're going to retreat immediately, pretty much.
Form up. Keep going. Full power.
Full power. Alright, now that we have a non-important battle, let's talk about the one subject I wrote down to talk about in this episode. So that's kind of how I like these campaigns to be. Fun, entertaining stuff in the background while I talk over them with interesting Star Wars topics, but also most of these topics involve Awakening the Rebellion, you know. It's not just random topics, even though every now and then we'll have a talk like last episodes where it's just about Starkiller.
Right away. Moving out.
Yeah, let's get these gladiators in here. That's a decent fleet formation. 3 ISD-2s, 3 Raiders, 2 Gladiators, and a Vader. That's a decent fleet. That equals 220 is kind of what I'm going for. Alright, all TIE Fighter squadrons. Where's that cloak shape? I know you're around here somewhere. There you are. Everything annihilate that cloak shape. And then we'll just let my fleet just battle it out. They should be able to hit stuff pretty easily. Yeah, they're just retreating. Quickly, everything kill that cloak shape squadron. Yay. Alright, we'll just let them retreat. So the thing I was going to talk about is, what do y'all think about the, not the Empires, the Sith Rule of Two? It's a heavily debated concept in Star Wars, and for those who don't know exactly what I'm talking about, the Sith have a rule of 2, where there can only be 2 Sith Masters, 2 Sith Lords. I don't know exactly when it was implemented into like the Sith quote-unquote religion, if you will, or the Sith Order, because obviously in the Old Republic timeline, it was just like the Jedi. The Sith were just like the Jedi, where they had hundreds and hundreds of Sith Lords and Sith warriors and fighters. So, I personally love the Rule of Two. It makes great movies and stuff like that. It makes great shows because you have these two villains that are kind of having to work a lot harder than the Jedi are. And it also shows that those Sith Lords are not only much better than an average Jedi, but that they are way more evil. And when they're on screen, so say like you have an Anakin Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi Episode 2 fight versus Count Dooku, it makes it way more entertaining because you know that they are stronger than a Jedi are. So personally, me personally, I love the Rule of Two. I think it's a great idea, really unique idea, you know. In every other franchise, you have a bunch of enemies for every faction. So I think it's a really unique idea. I personally love it. So I would love to see y'all's opinions of the Rule of Two. It's always kind of controversial because, right, on episodes 1, 2, and 3, even though they were written by George Lucas, who kind of came up with the Rule of Two, you have General Grievous, who obviously isn't a Sith Lord, but he is kind of, you know, part of the Sith. Not really, but he was a warrior of the Sith. You have Asajj Ventress, who was helping out Count Dooku. Let's get some ATSDs going.
Inputting coordinates.
And we'll go up north with these guys. It doesn't look like they have a lot defending this planet. We're bringing some TIE fighters to scout out.
Awaiting orders.
Once we get to those rebel planets, they're going to be really heavily defended. So we'll have to use a lot more of my heroes. You guys go up north here. You guys can be my group 1. Nope. Group 1. Thank you. You guys can be my group 2. Go ahead and help out the ATST, or the AT-AT up here. And let's get the TIE fighters just to scout out what they got going up top. So it is kind of interesting with Rule of Two during episodes 1, 2, and 3 because you absolutely have more than 2 Sith. You have Savage Opress, you have Asajj Ventress, you have Count Dooku, you have all these different people that are still using the ways of the Sith. So it's not necessarily just 2 people in my opinion, but yeah. What do y'all think about the Rule of Two? What's nice about hover vehicles is obviously they can go over water, which is really, really nice. Something that you see that a lot of Rebel forces have, and not really a lot of Imperials, just these 4 units. Swoop bikes, not keep killing that thing. You Yeah, go ahead and finish off all these Twi'leks. I really wish my speeder bikes would capture this command post so I can bring in units a lot closer. You guys can push up. You back up, sir. I'm still watching through all the Star Wars shows right now. I'm still on season 1 of the Clone Wars. And it was just the episode of the first time we met Hondo Ohnaka, which is, first of all, great character. When you see that first arc of them, when Count Dooku gets captured and inevitably Obi-Wan and Anakin get captured, you don't realize that Hondo is going to become this massive character. Hondo ends up being a huge character. You see him in a bunch of Clone Wars seasons, and you see him in Rebels. So he ends up being this massive character that you don't really see coming when you're watching those first movies. Finally, we captured this. Let's get some reinforcements up here, please. And let's get some aerial reinforcements and something fast like ATRGs. Thank you. What do we got here? Rebel bunker. Looks like we're Rebels putting up a massive fight when we're trying to take on Black Sun planets. Man, these 2 M's are just tanking everything. Alright, interceptors go ahead. I would love to see a ground dropship for the strikers rather than just the Kazantis dropping non-existent TIE fighters. Let's push you guys forward. I just have them take out this thing. AT-AT and definitely help out as well. Mr. Veers. And with that, we win. We're sweeping these Black Sun planets. They are not putting up much resistance at all. But like I said, those 3 Rebel planets, Bothawi, Camino, and Rothana, gonna be pretty hard. Let's go ahead and raid Rothana. I'm probably gonna fail this raiding mission. I hope y'all know that. Raiding is pretty difficult. But we'll be able to take out all of these, which would be nice. Raiding is not easy in this game. It looks like all they have is a level 1 outpost. I like the sight of that. Let's go ahead and bring in everybody. There's no reason not to.
Loud and clear.
And we'll separate them into 3
Loud and
groups.
clear. Give me a target.
These guys look dope. They got like the scout troopers, but they're black. I personally, my favorite armor for even clones and Imperial armors, my favorite is always the scout trooper.
Always ready, sir.
For some, it's always been that way for me. I don't really have a reason why, but
Got something for me?
I love it.
Roger that.
Now, let's go ahead and push these guys forward. So Group 1 obviously is my Storm Commando platoons, Storm Commando teams. They are more geared for anti-infantry. Let's see, Storm Commandos are trained to perform covert assaults, precision strikes, and sabotage operations against enemy forces. With snipers and a wide variety of grenades, they can handle most opposing infantry with ease. And then my Group 2 is the Storm Commando demolition teams. The demolition branch of the Storm Commandos have been trained to destroy or disable vehicles. They are also excellent at sneaking behind enemy lines and destroying vital defensive structures like ground-based weapons. So if you're struggling to take over a planet's space because they have an ion cannon, you can send in some ground platoons like this to take it out. Alright, what do we want to do here? Let's get an anti-vehicle turret. It's probably going to die without even getting built, but that's okay. With that, we're going to go ahead and cloak all of my units. Now, the cloaking ability in this game is actually kind of strange. As you can see, these guys are like already uncloaked, but it still says that they are cloaked, which is really confusing.
Transmission received.
Let's push these guys up. Go and take cover.
Yes, sir.
Take cover and engage everything. Group 2, where y'all at? I'm not worried about that. Ooh, we need to take out these Seraphs. Seraphs are absolutely devastating to infantry. And of course, all those missiles went to the wrong thing. Perfect. Wow, we already lost. No, okay, we're good. Group 2, go ahead and hop in
Need something destroyed.
to the bunker.
Always ready, sir.
Bunker, you can be my Group 3. Looks like this is going to be a little bit more of a straight-up fight than I thought it would be. Group 1, go ahead and try and take out this anti-infantry turret.
Loud and clear.
Alright, all of my anti-vehicle units are in the bunker, which is nice. Hopefully they'll be able to sit in there and just kind of deal damage. Group 1, take out the infantry, that's what you're good at. We managed to lose one Group 1 unit, so one of my anti-infantry guys have died. But the anti-vehicles are actually doing some pretty good work in that turret, in that bunker. So what's lucky about Rothana is all they had is a level 1 rebel base, and it doesn't look like they had much else. But if I want to take on more heavily dependent planets with raids, I'm going to need some other units, some other force that can help me out in raids, whether it's Nogri assassins or some dark troopers from the Arc Hammer. Whatever it is that I end up going with, I'm going to need them to help me take out some of these more heavily dependent planets. I honestly really don't think I would have won this battle without this bunker here. What's weird about the bunkers is you can't, even though it says, like I clicked on the bunker and I'm clicking on this T1A over here, it still doesn't have them targeted. They have a mind of their own when they're inside the bunker. And currently they're wasting shots for the most part and taking out this rebel outpost. I guess it's not wasting too much because we're gonna eventually kill it, but...
Ready. Attacking.
So unfortunately, all of these regular commando teams are gonna go down, but they're at least killing off their infantry pretty well.
Our base is under attack.
Alright, finally we have destroyed their entire outpost. That is good. What's nice is these guys have really good reload speed. They're shooting off missiles very rapidly. But it is not by any means an over battle. If we lose this bunker, they still have 2 Seraph, 2 anti-infantry turrets, another Seraph, and a bunch of T1As and B-25s.
Give me a target.
So I'm hoping we can start eliminating some of their more units. And my most recent community post, now this episode's kind of come out about a week after this community post was released, but I'm finishing up the rebel, or not the rebels, but the ground. Oh geez, let's take out the turret.
Always ready, sir. Targeting.
Target this thing quickly. If we can manage to take out this thing completely, then we won't have to worry about it. But right now, oh, turn and kill these Seraphs. Oh, we're not going to win this battle, I don't think. I think we're just barely going to lose this battle.
They'll never
Come
see it
on,
come.
there's stacking T1A back here.
Right
Back
away.
up, back up. Let's see if we can use your
Orders
abilities and
confirmed.
run.
Heading out.
See, that ability just does nothing. I don't understand this ability. It's like you have to use it when they're outside of the fight. But even then, sometimes when you go back into the fight, it still doesn't work the way it's supposed to.
Let's go.
So right now they're invisible,
Keep going.
and it appears to be working.
This way.
But right there, like I stopped them, and all of a sudden they're getting shot at again.
Target confirmed. Over there. I can do that.
Take cover. We're gonna lose this battle, but we managed to take out the rebel outpost. So if I can quickly build another set of raiding units, we'll actually be able to attack it again. So like, in my opinion, raiding's really not that important for me in this campaign right now as we speak, because I only can make 7 raidable units, and obviously I did not play that battle very well, but even still, I probably won't build too many more raiding units until I get some Nogri assassins or dark troopers or something like that. But that's okay, we can keep on going on. Let's take a lock on them next. They have two ship refitters. How long till this mission's done? Whoops. We have 20 weeks, and ooh, we're actually running out of time. So after this battle, we'll probably go ahead and take out the space over Geonosis. Space battle at lock. This is a very positive video. We're actually taking out a lot of enemy planets and not having to backtrack too much, which is nice. Like I said though, once you get around that 2 videos long of break from the enemy, they just love to hit you with massive fleets out of nowhere.
Location confirmed.
And it's going to be a while before I get that Bellator. We still don't have enough money, but even once I do have enough money, it's going to take forever for that thing to build.
Reinforcements cancelled.
You can't build around that asteroid, it looks like. They do have this one guy I need to be careful of.
Moving out.
Reinforcements cancelled.
Heading out.
Let's just bring in a couple of Vindicators.
Reinforcements cancelled.
For the glory of the Empire. Heading out.
With those Vindicators, we'll just snipe out the engines of this thing. I forgot what else they had. They had like one other fighter squadron or something like that, which I'm not too worried about.
What are your orders? All
Ah.
batteries fire.
Engines,
Destroy
please.
their
Thank you.
engines.
Unpause. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Alright, that's fine. Now I'll target the engines.
Ready for command, sir.
Only a few points.
But yeah, the community post was, which faction has the best raidable units? Raidable ground units. In my opinion, I wouldn't even consider the Empire for that vote at all. I would never vote the Empire. I don't think the Empire even comes close to some of the other factions.
Reporting.
The factions I would consider, obviously, are both the Rebellion and the Black Sun. The Black Sun has probably better heroes than the Rebellion when it comes to raiding because of the bribe ability. The bribe ability is just simply really, really strong. There's not much else to say other than that. It is very, very strong. What the heck are these things? Pause it. Are these things new? These gotta be new. XX777 droid corvettes. Interesting. Definitely a piece of the IG-88, which is very, very obvious that that's what they've teched into. Excuse me. Ooh, I'm sore. I've been working out lately. Alright. Managed to take out the space over lock and destroyed that battle cruiser, which is nice. We can go ahead and engage the other. My poor raider. I was wondering if I lost a raider in that battle because I knew I had 2 raiders on the battlefield. And I had a good feeling that I just lost one.
Corruption has been removed.
Ah, they retook Tatooine from me. How dare you?
Transport
Go
clear.
scout that.
Tactical battle imminent.
Alright, the space battle over Geonosis. They got 2 ship freighters and Tech D. What does this come with? I don't think it comes with anything. It looks like it comes with a small fighter garrison, so it looks like it is a straight up tech station. This might be a tough fight. I'm not 100% sure yet. I'm not going to bring in an interdictor because it doesn't look like they have too much stuff that can retreat. It's mostly just space stations and garrisons. They got 2 refighters, whatever the heck this is and whatever the heck that is.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
push you over here. It looks like this recusant, which is what I think that is not a free unit. So we might want to have to target that thing. It looks like a recusant, but I'm not 100% sure if it is. Or a recussant, whatever you want to call it. Ooh, something's getting destroyed over here.
Full power.
Full power. Alright, let's push forward.
Full speed.
Choose your
So the
reinforcements.
Black Sun has the best heroes in my opinion, but I think that the Rebellion has the best infantry because they have so many infantry. You can stack up like 30 raiding units all with the Rebellion,
Forces ahead.
and at that point it's a refit Providence. Check that out. It looks like Rebel 1. Interesting, I've never seen that before.
Let's move out. Let's go.
Let's move out. Let's go.
Combat maneuvers initiated.
And let's see what my fleet looks like.
Ready. Moving.
I see a lot of fighters over here. That's why I kind of want to make sure that I have a decent amount of anti-fighter capable units. I'm going to bring in her in this battle for whatever reason, just because. Get that Star Galleon in place. Go ahead and activate this ability. What's funny about this ability, that has ridiculous range. Like, that's not super big range, but for an ability like that, you would assume it wouldn't have very good range at all. But I am happy to say that it actually does have some pretty good range.
Standing by.
And you're really far in the back for some reason.
Our target priority is the laser.
No, I don't need you to move. Why do you have to move, sir? Whatever. I think I have enough money, by the way, to buy
Go after the stragglers.
our Bellator. Oh, that's a cool death animation. Oh, it's the... Oh, that's so sick. That's the engines of the refit Providence. Okay, I like that. That was cool. It's like we shot off the engines and it was like sitting in space and then all of a sudden it explodes. I'm telling y'all, the best part about this mod is definitely the death animations. Wow, they have a lot of fighters over here. Where's my Raider at? Raider, gonna boost your firepower. Man, I should be able to combat these guys. I have 1 Raider, 1 Star Galleon, which isn't necessarily a bunch, but I have 2 Gladiators, which give me 3 and 3 TIE Fighters. Surprised we're struggling as much as we are. But with that, they are going to retreat, which obviously isn't the smartest thing. They might have retreated a couple of units. Honestly, I was distracted by looking at the space stations, and I didn't really look to see what else they had. But we did kill that refit Providence. We lost a Raider, darn it. We're gonna run out of Raiders. We did manage to kill this thing in an R41, and we destroyed their highest level tech, which is kind of sad. I kind of wanted to see them continue to tech. What did we get? 5 Gazanti cruiser groups. Interesting.
ATPT ready, sir.
Where did I get those? Doesn't say. Sad. Where did I get those Gazantis at? Oh, I finally built this.
I'm just
Also,
gonna
give me
borrow their credits.
you guys. Thank you. Well, I wonder where I got those Gazantis at. It's not there either. Interesting. Go ahead and bring those guys over here.
Construction complete.
We have enough money to finally get our first Bellator Dreadnought. Of build limit of 3 of these.
Unit in production.
This is the Arc Hammer. It's an interesting ship. I have a video on it on my channel. It's one of my poor videos, but it's still a good video if you want to check it out. We could also build this guy eventually, which we need to do. Modified ISD-2. 10% combat bonus, which is really good. I can put him on the defensive fleet and have Vader sit on offense. TIE Avenger, TIE Bomber. I also want to get some carriers going as well. But right now, I want to refit my ground troops. We need our first batches of infantry.
Training soldiers.
Let's get one of you, two of you, and one of you.
Training soldiers.
You can go ahead and kill that guy. Over here, I need to get some IDTs and some ITTs, which we actually have already built a whole bunch of these. Why don't you guys go over and join up with our main army? You guys can go over here.
All too easy. We have a proper cell for this one.
Give me, what do you guys think? You?
Bounty hunter.
Let's smash this ground force real quick. Let's go ahead and fight this battle. It won't take me long at all. I'll just bring in some TIE Strikers to finish them off quickly.
Choose your
TIE
reinforcements.
Striker. TIE Striker. Easy dubs.
Heading
2 wins. Go find them.
Squadron standing by, ready for battle. Roger that.
Reinforcements
Form
canceled.
up. Waiting
Alright,
orders.
you, come here. Follow
Location
me.
set.
You guys, go kill those Tusken Raiders, because we feel like being like Anakin Skywalker and killing some Tusken Raiders for absolutely no reason.
Coordinates received. We've located the enemy.
There they are. What the heck are those? Those things look stupid. Where do they even... I love how they're like... We're refitting the entire Black Sun army and fleet, and we need some ideas. So they just went and looked at like a bunch of different Legends content, I'm assuming, and we're just like, yep, that thing fits the bill. Let's just throw them in. And now we're stuck with robots with flamethrowers. These are the type of dreams you see on memes. You know when there's like those memes where it's like female dreams, and it's like they're falling in love with their boyfriend, and then it goes to like the male dreams, and it's just these things with flamethrowers. That's exactly what it is. AT-ATs. Go kill these things. This is taking way too long. Human civilians, you don't get to survive this fight. Sorry, buddy.
Yes, Commander. I await your instructions. Yes, sir.
Alright. Let's speed this up. Yay, we are victorious. They retook my planet from me. How dare they?
Planetary control achieved.
Yeah, that was not too difficult. We need some more raiders as well. We have a little bit of a payday. Let's get our first
Unit
Confolk
in
going.
production.
And on Aragal, get some raiders.
Unit in production.
I also want to get some more Star Galleons as well. And now we can go ahead and retake the ground, or take the ground of Geonosis and Lock.
Construction complete.
Hey, that's exciting. Let's get you guys going. So right here, we have a 7-minute timer for the Bellator.
Armed and ready for assignment.
Looks like the Rebels are also advancing in space tech and ground tech. The Rebels have been doing a lot on ground tech and space tech, so they're ready to go. Throughout the campaign, they have definitely been working hard at getting their ground techs going. I'm excited to diversify our ground battles just from AT-ATs to having some actual infantry ready to go. Like I said, this is going to be the final episode of Black Sun for a while. Once we take on these guys, we're going to be taking on those 3 rebel planets to our east, and then from there we're going to be taking on... Actually, we're going to take on the Hutts, which I'm really excited about. I've never actually taken on the Hutts properly before.
We are ready to assist.
And they spend... The Awakening Rebellion devs spend a lot of time on their minor factions. The CI, or not the CIS, the CSA, the Corporate Sector Authority, they have a lot of stuff in this game. The Hutts have a ton of stuff in this game, which you actually get to see now on... You actually get to see that now if you invest in the Hutt Cartel as the Black Sun, but even still, you get to see a lot of cool stuff. I really wish I had some infantry in this battle. That would really help me. I guess we're gonna make those guys. Alright, you guys can be my group 1. You guys can be my group 2. Group 2 kind of push up to there. You, sir, can be my group 3. Let me just, yeah, push up. That works for me. Let's get some 2Ms. Why do my ATPTs look weird? I don't know. They look weird for some reason. Alright, you guys don't need pushing them back here.
Copy.
Can you help them?
Weapons armed. Holding fire for maximum effect. Moving to attack.
Yeah, you're not in range yet, though. Why are you just standing there if you're not in
Targeting
range?
at maximum firepower. I read you.
Yeah, you need to kill this bunker turret.
Awaiting
Alright, let's
orders.
push up some 2Ms to help out because they are struggling. Let's get our infantry
Moving out.
to help out over here. You can go ahead and take this thing out.
Cannons charged.
This thing does have a lot of side weapons. Yeah, I wonder if these things are better at killing infantry. They even have a butt-mounted turret. I do remember an AT-AT variant having a butt turret. Look at all those Geonosians. Wait, why are the... Where did they get freaking battle droids at? I guess it says Geonosis, so I shouldn't be too surprised. I'm like, where does it seem like I have 6 ground units? Oh, it's because my AT-STs are just sitting back here.
Awaiting orders.
Infantry, yeah, just mop up the rest of these guys.
Yes, sir.
2Ms, you guys can go ahead and push up as well.
Let's move out.
Oh no, they have more dream robots. And we managed to lose something. Let's get some more, let's get an artillery piece just to help take out some of this infantry. Yeah, we really need to get those infantry off the lines. As I've said before, once we get Camino, we will also be getting
Ready. Yes,
a production facility on Camino to get some more infantry from there as well.
Yes, sir. Proceeding to target.
Yep, you guys go ahead and move there. What are we shooting at?
Ready. Yes, Commander.
I need you guys helping out up here.
Reporting.
And you can push up some more. Thank you.
Yes, Commander.
You can push up as well. Geonosians are an interesting species, right?
Affirmative.
In episode 2, you have it to where Poggle the Lesser is in that meeting room with Count Dooku, the one that was in the original Battlefront 2, that map.
Attack.
That room, if you know what I'm talking about. Where he has the red blueprints for the Death Star, and he's like, we can't let the Republic see our plans for the secret weapon. Which is really funny because, first of all, I don't know what this is. I'm sure somebody knows in the comments. Who came up with the Death Star's plans? Like, who was the actual engineer for those plans? What is taking so much casualties?
Fire at will. I am ready.
I have a good feeling I lost my 2Ms.
Personal transport ready.
Yeah, I don't see them anymore.
Choose your reinforcements.
I need some, you,
Inputting coordinates.
and let's just bring
Reinforcements
T
cancelled.
30s.
At maximum
What
unit
is your
capacity.
order?
Yeah, I lost my 2M repulsor tanks. What the heck?
As you
I'm about to lose Weirs too.
nothing left of it.
This is not a good battle so far. They have this is a little bit of a heavily defended planet.
Reporting. Let's go. Fire.
The the TX-130s are pretty much just going to be here just to support. And I need these ATRGs to jump up here as fast as possible.
Yes, Commander.
We've also lost the majority of my stormtroopers that were over here helping out.
Walker moving out.
Whoa, what just happened? I don't know if the recording's going to pick that up, but something just blacked out my screen.
Over there. Scouting. On
And
my
I don't
way.
know why.
Unit destroyed.
So yeah, what's really interesting is like you see that clip of Poggle the Lesser talking about
Destroyed.
the what is getting destroyed, what is destroying them though? That's the better question.
Choose your reinforcements.
You see the clip of Poggle the Lesser talking about the Death Star, but what's interesting is when the Empire takes over, what they immediately do is enslave all of the Genosians, which is pretty smart because the Genosians are, I'm assuming there are billions on billions on billions of Genosians. So that's a pretty good workforce right then and there.
Yes, Commander.
But I just think it's really funny that they were like probably expecting to be part of the Empire and part of the success of the Empire, and in reality what happens is once the Empire comes in, they just immediately eradicate all Genosians. And that was pretty much the end of Genosians.
On my way.
What is this, B2s?
AT-AT ready.
I love how this AT-AT is just not supporting my guys at all. Veers is so close to being dead.
Form up. Targeting. Awaiting orders. Copy.
You guys kind of push eastward, westward,
I'm here,
whatever.
sir.
Yeah, that was what the the rebels captured. I'm assuming the Genosians captured. But I think that's the interesting thing about Genosians, right? Is they might have come up with the actual plans of the Death Star. I don't really know. But I know that they were probably planning on being a part of the Empire once it got created.
Reporting in.
Yeah, one more. Come on. Looks like we're just gonna survive. Let's just speed this up. We're pretty much just mopping up the rest of the enemy.
Form up. Awaiting your orders. Attack that target.
The second battle of Geonosis is a pretty good one.
Under control. Yes,
Bombardment of
The landing at Point Rain. That's like the one time we actually get to see Caddy Mundi. You don't really get to see him much else.
Reporting in, sir.
Right, whatever's left is coming up from over here. It's like some B2s or something.
canceled. Bombardment canceled.
Don't cancel. Shoot. Yay. Oh, too late. They're all dead.
Ready to receive your transmission.
Ah, here we go. We got a cantina down here.
You men take the flank. Engaging you have performed a great service for the Empire.
You have performed the great service of the Empire. Took some casualties there in that fight, but
System conquered.
what's nice is most of our money now is going towards our ground forces.
Moving out.
And the final battle of the episode will be the Battle of Ryloth.
Corruption has been removed.
We will take care of the pest.
Oh, here's the Xantes. Check that out. They're actually Xantes, but they don't come with any sort of fighters. What the heck? That's my favorite. Oh, they did build a space station here, darn it. That's my favorite part about the Xantes, is watching them in Rebels and seeing them drop off their units. Such a cool feature.
Lander ready.
Which is also what we see here. Do we actually get to see like the ATSDs on these? No.
Your orders, sir?
That's a shame. Oh, that'd be so cool. AT-AT, you saw it, I saw it, we all saw it. Oh, there they are. ATDPs, or ATPTs. No, ATDPs. ATD... whatever, I'm confused.
Reporting.
I always get those things mixed
Calculating
up.
jump to light speed.
I know it's got a D in it. That's funny, you see the... because the Xantes are carrying only one AT-AT at a time, it's like one side's got an AT-AT on it, and the other side has nothing. That'd be kind of cool if you could have like...
Tactical battle imminent.
I don't know how they would ever do this, but if you had an AT-AT on both sides and you have them drop in, that'd be really cool. Let's do this battle of Corellia. And then see what happens after this battle. This battle might be a long one. Because I had my Space Forces over Rendili, they didn't want to attack me there. And then I built this whole space station
Ready for
Enemy is
action.
approaching.
in anticipation that maybe one day I would have it
Ready.
to build some more
Orbital command.
Space Forces for me, but it looks like that might not be the case.
Engines activated.
And they got two two of these things down here.
Location plotted.
What's really cool is these things are actually quote-unquote under construction, and you can see the name right there. They don't have nearly as much stuff, so right there it says under construction. This ship can be captured. If it is captured by the Defender, it will be controllable. If it is captured by somebody else, it takes damage over time. That makes a little bit more sense. That's why that MC-75, that one battle, was not surviving for whatever reason. Honestly, I don't like that, because like if you looked at the MC-75 in that one battle, that thing dies like so quickly, and it's not even useful to have. Like, what's the point of capturing something? Like, it was like way down here. If I was the attacker and I captured one of these ISDs, it dies before it can even get to this battle up here. So I wonder why that is.
Beginning construction.
I might need to take a look at that and see if there's something wrong with it, or I'm just mistaken.
Star
Construction
Destroyer standing
complete.
by.
Yeah, you're not gonna really get out of there though. Is there anything small enough that these two? Nah, it's just gonna die. Oh well. If I can't have it, I'm dang for sure not about to let you have it.
Go after the stragglers.
The shield's on holding.
Is that a enemy? No, it's just a little dude. Oh, hello, Juno Eclipse.
Star Destroyer reporting in.
Goodbye, Juno Eclipse. You are finna die.
Fire.
Man, I was thinking about it this morning when of like the whole thing that I came up with in the last episode, talking about it would be really cool if they introduced Starkiller into canon.
Heading to destination.
You could have an episode or two about Juno Eclipse and maybe like their love life with like outside of what the games show you, which isn't much. They don't really show you a lot about their love life. It's just like, hey, I love this chick, that's about it.
Your orders.
So that'd be a cool thing you could have in an episode. Here's a decent question. Because Disney's making a lot of new shows about characters, you know, you got Boba Fett, you have Bad Batch, you have Kenobi. If you could have a show about one character, who would you want it to be? That's a good question. Definitely type in the comments which one you would like to see. For me,
Attacking.
and I know they have already done Boba Fett, but I would love to see a Jango Fett. That would be really, really cool. Like I said in the last episode, there isn't really much about Jango Fett, right? All you have is
Targeting.
books. I think there was maybe like a video game from when he was recruited by... I remember the famous clip of that video game where Count Dooku recruits him to be the clone guy. But other than that, there's not really much else, because obviously, like I said in the last episode, he dies before the Clone Wars, which is normally where you see a lot of the Republic's era's heroes and villains are in the Clone Wars, but unfortunately, that is not the case for Jango Fett. I was scared it was going to retreat, and it looks like that's what's going to happen. If I can manage to take out Rebel 1, I will be very happy with this battle. But we are really struggling.
We've got them on scopes.
You would assume that Victory 1 would be able to hit it pretty hard, but it just seems like it's not really doing much damage to it. So Jango Fett would probably be my number 1. Starkiller would be a really interesting number 2 if they were to make a show about somebody. I would love to see Starkiller. What else would be interesting? We obviously have the Ahsoka one coming out, and I'm not a huge fan of Ahsoka Tano. I don't really like her that much as a character, but she would be a pretty cool one.
Ready.
I need one more bomber squadron. If I had one more bomber squadron, we might be able to take this thing out.
Primary target acquired.
There's the bomber squadron. Let's go. Right. All units, charge this thing.
Target.
Hopefully we'll take it out. Let's have my type roots hit the generator so it doesn't heal anymore. Come on, soldiers. I believe in you. Missiles are a go. Hit this thing in the hole. There's the proton torpedoes. Man, we barely did any damage at all right there.
Ready for orders.
Let's retarget the hole. Have the type roots go ahead and hit the hole as well. The show generator will die pretty soon.
Ready for action.
How are we doing on health? Not great at all. Yeah, I think Jango Fett's definitely my vote. So, my game crashed. Alright, I'm going to end this episode here. I will go ahead and fight this battle, hopefully kill off a few units, and in the next episode we will continue where we left off, go after those rebel planets in the southeast, and go from there.